What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Well, welcome if it's your first time here. I've been looking at some headlines here on Steve Quayle's website. If you haven't taken a look at his website, then be sure to do that. It's at stevequayle.com. And he posts these links to different news articles every day. It's sort of like the Drudge Report used to be, but only better. So take a look at stevequayle.com. Here's some of the headlines, then we'll get into the main topic of today's video, which is the new bird flu outbreak that seems to be going on right now. Steve Quayle, very well done and informative. Must watch. He's talking about a video here. What if a nuclear bomb hits New York tomorrow? We've never come so close to the edge of the abyss. Nuclear war, one more step, and the history of mankind is over. Next link. After the big one, Nuclear War on the Prairies, 1983 Cold War film. And then Steve Quayle adds, this is 40 years old. 15-minute warnings no longer exist, as Russian hypersonic weapons with nuclear warheads are 90 seconds from target. Meaning they can be from Russia to United States in 90 seconds and on target. Next link, First Strike, overview of 1980s nuclear retaliatory response scenario, full version. Steve Quayle adds, key words, the will and ability to retaliate. 40 years later, no ability and treason in the military and government make it impossible. Next link, see, it's very good stuff to read, guys, stevequayle.com. He gets links sent to him from pretty much everyone, and he picks out the best ones for news and things like that. Like I said, it's like the Drudge Report used to be, only better. Stakeholder Communism, 2024, full film. Stakeholders are mandating their pre-planned political system, which its criminal mastermind Klaus Schwab alleges is better for people and the planet. Next link, inside Russian cannibal family's house of horror. Husband and wife made human meat pies, killed and ate 30 people. And guys, this article I clicked through from Steve Quayle's website is called The People's Voice. And the title is, H5N1 bird flu makes historic jump from mammals to humans shortly after Bill Gates unveils new vaccine. A Texas farm worker has contracted bird flu from an infected cow, making the first time the H5N1 virus has been recorded spreading from mammals to humans, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Incredibly, in what the media is claiming is a coincidence, a Bill Gates-funded bird flu vaccine for that strain has just entered trials. New images show the dairy farmer with bloodshot eyes after he was the first case to catch bird flu from a mammal. In this case, an infected cow, as the WHO claim this is a milestone of enormous concern. In a report published Friday, the CDC said that they found strong evidence through genetic data that the farmer caught bird flu from a cow in March. This revelation shows the first sign of H5N1 virus spreading from mammals to humans just weeks after Bill Gates admitted he had a new vaccine prepared for global rollout. And they have a video of him talking about that here. I'm not going to play that here on this YouTube channel, so I'll get a copyright strike for playing that. The images of the patient, plus further details about his unprecedented case, were published in a report in the New England Journal of Medicine. And according to the article, he had bloodshot eyes and mild symptoms, but he's okay now. And no one around him and his family or anyone like that has actually contracted this bird flu virus themselves. And as far as I know, he's going to be just fine. But is it going to mutate to be more deadly, to be more transmittable between human to human? Possibly. What's actually going on here? Is it actually a threat? Are we being gaslighted again? Are we being played, manipulated? Who knows at this point? But I want you all to use your eyes and your ears and not panic out. The last pandemic we had, so many people panicked. I mean, people were a nervous wreck. We had people who were screaming at other people to put on their mask. They're killing everybody, they said. We saw a lot of this in videos and things, people filming what was going on. People were hysterical. At least half the population was completely hysterical. I saw people a lot of different times driving by themselves with a mask on, no one else in the car, driving down the highway. I actually saw one with I think it was a lady. Or a woman or whatever it was. You can't tell anymore. It's difficult to tell if it's a male or a female, what it is. But I think it was a lady. It was hard to tell because of the mask. And then they had a shield on, like for blood pathogens that block the face, a full face shield, plus a mask, and gloves that came up to about right here, those long blue kitchen gloves. And they were driving on the highway, and I could see, the mask, the clear face shield, and the gloves in the vehicle when they was driving on the highway, and no one in the vehicle with them driving on the highway. And I looked, and I'm like, wow. And I saw a bunch of different people out with gloves on, full mask on, goggles on, face shields on. At that time, people were in complete panic, horrified. And if you got close to anyone, like in a store or something like that, they would panic out. You could tell. They would get hyperventilating because they were so nervous they were going to catch, a virus, the COVID-19 they were going to catch, they thought. And who knows? They might have. I don't know. But I know people definitely panicked out. And me personally, I heard about the pandemic on the news, the mainstream media, talking about all the case numbers, all the deaths and things. I heard the politicians. I heard the expert talking points. And here, I heard of people supposedly being diagnosed and being positive for the virus. However, when I passed by the local hospital, crickets. When I passed by the local emergency care center, crickets. There's more people there now than there were during the height of the COVID pandemic. So I'm like, what in the world's going on here with this? So guys, what I'm saying here before I get too far into this and get myself in trouble, don't panic. Don't panic out. Just because you hear about it on the television, on the nightly news, the experts, don't panic out. Don't hyperventilate. Don't get all nervous and tore up on the inside until you see and figure out what's actually going on. If the only pandemic you see is on the television, don't panic. Keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, and pay attention to what's going on until you figure it out. But don't panic. You want to remain calm. And like I said, during the last one, so many people panicked out. And they were in the middle of, I didn't see it here, but I know when I'm going to go in, like to Walmart and places, and I had no mask on or anything like that at all. And everyone else just about had masks on. Masked up and some gloves on, some had glasses on, some had the face shields on. This is at the height of the hype. And I'll be going through there. I had a mask on or anything, no gloves or nothing. Wasn't worried about getting close to anyone or anything like that, because I'd done my research on it and I was seeing what I was seeing and I wasn't listening to all the propaganda. But people was looking at me and you could see the devil beams coming out of their eyes looking at me, the hate. And it was like, it was like I was infected, kind of carrier or something. I was going to spread it and kill everybody in the store when they would look. And you could see, the shooting out evil out of the eyes looking at me. And I'm like, it was a crazy time. Lockdowns, 6 feet apart, mask, close your business down, take your injections, on and on and on and on. I saw people on video where they was this one guy, he had broke the stay-at-home order from the governors. And I think it was in California, I think where it was at, so I remember. Since so much things, it's difficult to remember everything that went on. But he was out in the ocean, swimming, and had a mask on in the ocean swimming by himself, right? Okay. The police, someone sees him out there and calls the police. And the police come and arrest that guy for breaking curfew, but he was in the ocean by himself with his mask on. I mean, just people panicked. What I'm saying about this H5N1 bird flu virus, don't panic yet. Don't panic at all, never, but especially not yet. And I know when the COVID virus first broke, a lot of prepper channels were panicking out. They were hysterical as anyone else was. They were they were horrified of everything going on. When they would get a package, they would leave the package outside. They would spray it down to kill any kind of virus on those packages and things. And they would leave it outside overnight, 3 or 4 days at a time. Sometimes they were advising, and all kinds of videos about making hand sanitizer and things, I remember. So the prepping channels were panicking out over that also. If you remember my other videos that I made, they're not here on YouTube, but they're over on my Odyssey channel when I talked about this. I was the one that was correct about all this, about all that, I mean. I don't know about this other thing right now that's coming up, this bird flu thing that they're saying has went from wild geese and turkeys and things like that and ducks into domesticated fowl like chickens and turkeys and things, and then into cattle, and now into a human. And I also heard that they found it in squirrels and rabbits and ducks and apples and everything else, pretty much. Teddy bears and everything pretty much now they're saying is testing positive, including milk. It's testing positive for this bird flu. And who knows? Who knows, it might be, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert. I'm a guy here on YouTube talking to this action camera right here, this DJI Action 4 action camera. So I don't know. But like I said, you don't want to panic. You want to pay attention to what's going on. You want to think for yourself. To look around. What do you see? Do you see a pandemic? What do you see where you are? What do your hospitals look like? What does your doctor's office look like? What are you hearing about in your local community? What do you see with your own eyes and hear with your own ears? That's what's important. That is more important for getting the truth than the mainstream media. If your truth comes from the mainstream media, then more than likely what you're getting is full lies or half-truths or hyped up propaganda, and that's what they do. So rely more on what you see where you are. Look around, look at your hospitals, your doctor's offices. If you know nurses and doctors, talk to them and see what they say is going on where they are, what they're seeing, and go from there. But don't panic out like people did the last time. Panic does no one any good at all. If this is to be disease X or the next major pandemic with a huge death rate, you don't want to panic. You want to remain calm. You want to keep stocking up, getting ready for things. But you want to actually see things for what they actually are by looking around where you are. Look at your hospitals, your doctor's offices. Drive by and see how full they are during the day, during the middle of the day. See what you hear in your community. See what's going on where you are, where you can actually see with your own eyes and hear with your own ears. That's the best way to get to the truth. If you liked the video, get a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Creekmore, I'm out here, and I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully.